Greetings. Today I'd like to do a quick first look at the DEITY SPD-1. For those that are not familiar with this or what the category of this device is, it's referred to as a battery distributor, right? So typically in a sound bag, you have a battery and you need to power multiple things in the bag with it. And so you use a distributor. You power into the distributor, and then it provides you with multiple outputs to feed the other devices in your bag. And for a long time, one of the more um, popular, if you will, common, whatever you want to call it, ones is this BGH2, I think it is, from Audio Root. And it's actually a nice device. It's got an LCD display so that um, it'll show you real-time current and time remaining and so forth. It's got two switches for two different groups of outputs on the back. And the biggest thing is I had mine modified to cut the cable and put a TA4M adapter on it. Normally it comes and it just goes straight to a smart battery cup. And if you know anything about smart battery cups, they're terrible. And so by putting this on it, it means that I can hook it up to this audio root BGH-T, which is the battery holder with again, a TA4 output on it. So this provides not only the power, but also the smart data signaling for recording on capacity and so forth, right? Now, what DEITY is doing what they normally do and making stuff more affordable and offering some extra features, and that this unit does. So what's in here? So the top, you've got a warranty card and some stickers. Put those back in here. I am not really a sticker person, so. And then in the box, we've got the unit itself. It's pretty securely packaged in there. And then in the bottom, let's see what we got. We've got a belt clip, or not necessarily a belt clip, but a bag clip. The audio root has a different kind of clip on it, but same concept. Silica gel, and then this is a DEITY branded smart cup clip with the TA4 connector on it, and yeah, this part, these clips. So for those that aren't familiar with smart batteries in the sound world, they're basically all OEM'd from a company called Inspired Energy. And if I take the battery out of this holder, see it's got 5 little slots in the bottom of it, and that the cup snaps on, but it's not really secure, right? They just come right off very easily, and they can and do come off in your bag. So that's kind of why these cups are terrible. Whereas with this uh, battery holder, one, it's a solid thing. So when you go put this in your bag and you've got it sort of locked into your bag, it really stays put. You can easily slide batteries in and out of it one-handed. It actually also has a D-tap on the bottom. And so the battery just goes in, clicks in, and it's locked in place. It's not going anywhere. At any rate, also I'm using the Audio Root Neos, which have the little LCD display. But again, if you're familiar with smart batteries, once they're connected to a device that understands SM bus, then the display turns off. So if we pull this out, slide this out of the bag, give me a moment to set this aside. So here we go, star of the show, right? So it's got some little standoffs in the back, which help protect things from, if you, it's not going to let the actual ports hit anything. They got a little bit of cellophane to, if I had any fingernails. All right, so you've got 1/4 20 thread on the top and on, well, that's the bottom, and on the top you have 2 on-off switches similar to the audio route, but they're aligned a little differently. So if you look, you can see these first 2 ports over here are in the red, and then the other 4 are in black. So you've got, this is switch 1, this is switch 2, whereas the audio route splits it 3 and 3. Now, a couple of things I said, DEITY, not only do they make it cheaper, but they also add features, right? So you can see it's actually got 2, technically 3 inputs. I'll get to the USB in a moment. So you've got 2 different inputs, A and B. So if you need to swap batteries, you can actually do that with 0 downtime by plugging in a second battery to the other port and then letting them switch over, which is a pretty cool thing. It's, one of the reasons why I ended up buying this, even though I already have the audio route, is because of that ability to do a battery swap without having to shut everything down. And then the other thing is it's also got a USB-C input. So if you want to use a USB-C battery bank, you can go ahead and do that. You don't strictly have to use something like a smart battery like this. Now, if you do not use a smart battery, you're not going to get all the telemetry, but it will still at least tell you what the incoming voltage is. And so if you know anything about how batteries work, they drop down as they're getting lower and lower. So it'll give you some indicator where you're at. But to get the most out of a device like this, you do need to use a smart battery. And then on the front, you've got indicator lights for which power inputs are available, are providing power. And then you've also got USB-C output built in, which is kind of a handy feature. So if you need to like charge your phone or something like that while it's in the bag, you can do that. So let's see about plugging this in. So that, and a little awkward. So if we turn this on, now the screen comes on, and I'm trying to, so we've got, says, estimates 100 hours because there's no load on it right now. It's saying it's on the TA4 input, the battery temp, voltage, amps, etc. No, 0 volts on the USB-C. And it's saying is currently 0.29 watts of draw, and the battery's at 88%. Let's see if I come in closer. Will that? So, as a quick test, the main thing that I actually, I have the recorder actually gets its own dedicated battery because it can pull a lot of juice. The main thing that I use right now in the bag is this Peplink cellular router, and I had Gotham Sound make me a custom cable to go from the Peplink's 4-pin Molex to a Hyrose 4, which, as you know, Hyrose 4 is like the really common connector type for audio devices. And so line this up and it just snaps on. And as you know, high rows 4, they don't pull off unless you pull the release collar and it comes off. And so having plugged it in, you can see that the lights have come on and it's starting to boot. And the DEITY now says 3.9 watt, 5. Well, it's really actually the battery that's measuring. And so here, actually, demonstration of TA4 locking. I just dropped it and had the battery hanging from it, and it was fine. Right. And so 4.07, 3.69. So, it's floating around 4 watts on this PEP link. And I'm going to set the PEP link down. And if we look at this, it's saying it could run that PEP link for just shy, well, around 16 hours, floating, give or take a little bit as it floats around, right? Power draw is not 100% stable, or it varies depending on what the router is doing, right? So I think this is more of a hard plastic than an aluminum, but in your bag, it's probably fine. It's got a couple of little rubber feet on the bottom if you do need to set it on a table. And, I'll obviously I've just opened this. It's just brand new. They just have started shipping in the US, last week. And so hopefully this was helpful. If, I know some people complain that the telemetry goes out on these audio routes, although I've not had that happen. But time will tell how this thing holds up, and we'll see, right? But DEITY generally makes pretty decent stuff, so I'm expecting it to last well, and I'm pretty excited about the ability to hot swap batteries by connecting to the A and the B ports. Anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks. Cheers.